everyone, and welcome to the 52nd episode of the MyMuddlings podcast. I'm your host Julianne, and I'd like to welcome new and returning viewers to my quaint little podcast here today. Thank you so much for joining me. I haven't done a proper podcast for a couple weeks now, but I am here. I've had my camera out a lot because if you haven't noticed, I have been participating in Vlogmas. I wasn't going to, but then I started watching lots of Vlogmas videos from lots of other podcasters, and I'm like, nah, I'm doing this. So I'm not posting every day. Clearly I missed the start of the month, but I'm just videoing here and there, things that I'm doing. Hopefully it's not too boring. I am pretty boring. I don't go out a lot. I don't do anything special. Pretty well, I hang around home either working or relaxing, which is more what I'm doing now because we're getting closer to Christmas, or picking up Simon and dropping him off to work. That's about as exciting as it gets, mostly. We will be heading out tomorrow night for a little Christmas get-together with a friends of ours, so perhaps I might take the camera along and see if everyone's okay if I just take a few little shots of our little party. So yeah, I probably won't go on too much about what I've been doing because you can always watch the vlogs for that. I thought I might just talk about what I have been knitting and leave it at that and try and keep this short and sweet because yeah, I've done a lot of video editing over the last few days with the Vlogmas videos. So let's get on to some finished objects. Might be a good place to start. I have 3 finished objects for you today, which is pretty exciting. One of which I think 2 of which actually you have seen before. So I have finished 2 objects, plus I have another one that is a new finish, cast on and finish. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll definitely have seen it because I was pretty excited about them. So without further ado, I will start with the biggest. Now this hasn't been blocked yet. I've been waiting for its sister to be complete first. But this is my niece Piper's So Faded pint-sized jumper. So I've got that finished. I only had like a sleeve that was left to do, and I'm sort of thinking, I just picked it up and I went, oh, I've got one sleeve to do, and I'm like, why didn't I finish that? And I think it's because I was having so much issue with trying to get my stitches neat as I was alternating the skeins to get that the fade through. But I did fade through another one of my finished objects. Actually, I have 4 finished objects, so I've forgotten about it. And I'd noticed once I did that one, once I blocked it, it actually evened out those alternated skein stitches really well. So I'm not too worried about how this is gonna, whether it's gonna look crappy, because I think it'll all even out once I block it. I mean, even just looking at it, it doesn't look too bad. It's not terrible. So yes, it's a cute little pattern. In my whips, I will be showing you its sister. But yes, Piper's is all done, so that's ready for Christmas next weekend, or next Monday week, I think it is, isn't it? It's a Monday this year? I don't even know. It's a bit of a worry. So yes, little So Faded pint size is done. Now, my second whip, or finished object that was a whip, that you've seen is my daily egg socks. And I've got those both done, and I really love them. I'm really excited by them. I'm really happy with how the Knit Picks worked as a contrast colour. It is super duper close. I mean, you can just see there's a little bit of difference between the few rows above it and then the heel, but especially on the cuff and the toe, when it's not right next to that other grey, you can't even tell that it's a different colour, and I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, just my basic vanilla sock. I'm a bit out of practice, I'm feeling. I don't really know what to say. I'm feeling, yeah, I've been super busy, and I've just now this week started to slow down a bit. I finished off a custom order today with some dyeing, so I'm just a little bit all over the place. I got up early this morning and I mowed the lawn and I walked the dog, so I've been very active today, and I've just eaten my dinner, so I think all the blood has just gone to my digestive system, and my lunch, all gone to my digestive system and has made me a little bit dopey. But that's okay, I apologise. I know you guys will love me anyway, right? So yeah, that was the Daily Eggs self-striping from Mustache Yarns, and I love them, and I think I have enough to actually probably even get 2 little pairs of tube socks out of this for my nieces. So if I get time before Christmas, I might smash out a couple of pairs of tube socks. No guarantees though, because I do have those sweaters that need to be finished, or a sweater that needs to be finished and a pair of socks that needs to be finished. So but yes, that's my Daily Eggs. And I have another pair of socks that were finished, and that is my gingerbread house socks, which was my own colourway that I made for Christmas, and I used just a pink contrasting colour. And yeah, just my basic vanilla sock again, Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and yeah, I love them. They're in a new base that I was trying, and I'm gonna get some in for the new year, and it's a sparkle base. I don't actually know if it shows up, but it does have sparkle in it. It's a gold stellina. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. My contrasting colour here was just in my standard, my regular Swindon sock base. So that's another pair of socks. So I've got 2 pairs of socks, and these got really smashed, I suppose you could say, because when Simon and I went away a couple of weeks ago, that's all I worked on was these socks. So yeah, really happy with them. And my final finished object for today is a very special one. I finished my first edition sweater. So the deadline, if you remember, for this was the 27th of November, and I did get it done on time. And I probably can't lean back far enough for you to see the whole thing. But yeah, I really love it. It's just, I was a little bit, like I was losing steam on it a little bit while I was getting close to the end, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I really don't. I mean, I love it on Dallas Ann, who is the designer, the Violet Pie. I love it on her, but I was kind of, I don't think this is going to look very nice on me. But I finished it anyway, obviously, because it's a test knit. It is knit out of my own yarns. This is Lovebird Lane yarns, and this is the Violets colourway. And the main colour is the Aubergine colourway. And it's on my Nyasa Aran base, but once it was finished, it actually got cool enough for me to wear it. Simon's birthday was quite cold. I had my market that day, and I didn't actually bring a jumper or anything, so I was freezing that whole time that I was outside at my market. And then, so on Saturday night when we had a few people around, I wore this jumper, and I love it. It fits really nice, which is a pity because I'm hardcore back on trying to lose weight. So, but oversized is fine, I'm sure. It just fits really nice, and it's probably not as long as I had hoped for. I knit it obviously to whatever the pattern said, because, you know, test knit, you do what you're told, etc. And it's just got a little bit slightly longer back. It's got some short rows in it. The back is a bit longer. But anyway, it's not as long as I want, but I love the way it fits. It's so snuggly and warm, which is not really something I need today. It is only 24 degrees supposedly today, which is after a day of 36 and 38 the last 2 days. It was super cool this morning. It was very nice, but now it's warming up a bit because we had some cloud cover, but the cloud cover's gone away now, so the sun's out and it's warming up a little bit. So I definitely do not need this today. But yeah, I love it, and I'm sure as I lose a bit of weight, especially from the breasticle area, it'll hang down a little bit lower than it does currently, and I'll probably be happier with the length of it. But yes, super happy with this make, and I'm actually really proud of it because it's all my own yarn, and I'm really super proud of this aubergine colourway. I really love it, especially because came about from a complete disaster in the dye pots to something that I love. So yeah, really proud of this, really happy with it. I think the pattern is coming out next week. I'll put it in the down bar if I can find out when it is. I think it's like the 20th or something. But yes, that's my first edition pullover. And the next thing isn't really a finished object as such. It is a skein of handspun. Bit of fluff. In my Vlogmas videos, you will have seen me spinning, and this is what I was spinning on. It was just some 100% merino that I had from Kathy's Fibres, and yep, I just spun it up as a 2-ply on my Ashford Traveller, and I ended up getting, I think, 260 something yards out of that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I really like the way, even though it was just pretty much a single colour braid, it's actually sort of barber poled, and I actually really like that. It shows up more on the camera, I think, than to eye for that section that I'm showing you. But yeah, I really like the fact that it's, you know, it's kind of like, I guess, a tonal hand dyed. Like you get that, it'll probably look like a bit like a marled sort of effect when it gets knit. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, that's so tight. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It came out as sort of a sport weight. It's not quite thick enough to be a DK, but yeah, I think it's too thick to be a fingering. It's not quite a DK, so we'll call it a sport. How's that? The yardage probably, you know, the grist is probably around about a sport weight grist, so that's what I'll go with. So that was some handspun that I finished. And now I just want to quickly run through what I have been working on, because I do need to get on and edit this and, you know, do some other things. And this is Amelia's So Faded Pint Size, which I am making for her for Christmas. I've got a stitch marker in there to keep all my ends in because they're bothering me. Just a second. There we go. Get rid of my tissue, which I always keep around the place. So there we go. And you'll notice that Amelia's version is the opposite colours. So Piper's was knit that way round, and Amelia's is knit the other way round. So I'm on my second to last colour on the body, and then I just have the purple, the amethyst, to do on the bottom, and then I've got sleeves. So I've been working on socks a little too much and not focusing on this, but I'm sure once I get back to this, I'll knock this over really quickly. And I'm super happy with it. I'm as happy with it as the original Piper's sweater. So, and I actually really love this colourway here in the middle, this green and purple and black speckle. When I first dyed that, because these are all my yarns, this is all my peach face fingering, when I first dyed it, I didn't think it was very good. I didn't really like it. Couldn't be bothered naming it because I didn't think I'd ever dye it again. So I just called it experiment number 1, like, so that next time I have a play I can call it experiment number 2, etc, etc. But I actually really love it. The way it has knit up with all the speckliness, I actually really love it, and I think I will actually make it again. I do have the recipe. I tend to write down all my recipes when I make them, when I do my yarns. So yeah, I think that is something that I'm going to make again, and I think I'll have to rename it. I'll have to find it a proper name. But naming's not really my forte, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's just a little side note. So after the colour I'm on now will be amethyst, so which is showing up super blue in my viewfinder, but it's actually a purple. So that's Amelia's jumper, and I've got it in my Lovebird Lane Yarns Christmas bag, zipper bag. I just love that fabric. I had to keep one of my bags that was made in that fabric because I just love it so much. And finally, I have a couple of pairs of socks which I'm working on, and I've just realised that I've left one of my almost finished ones out in the lounge room, but that doesn't really matter. You'll get the gist from what I've got here. All right, the first one I'm on my second sock, and I can't actually take it out because I threaded it through the hole in my yarn bowl, so it's still attached doing my heel, so I can't take that out. But this is with the leftovers that I had from my gingerbread house skein. from the socks that I showed you in finished objects. So yeah, I'm making these. They're a little bit smaller and they're not quite as polished as my other pair because obviously I had 49 grams I think out of my 100 gram skein left, so I've made these for an Australian size 8 women foot. I'm a 9 and I've made these an 8 because I do know a few people, my sister and my mum are both 8s. I know a few people who are 8, so to make the most of my yarn and try and use as much as possible but not run out, I've gone for a size 8 with a shorter cuff, and I've got less ribbing as well because I'm running out of the pink as well, because all I have left of pink is this little ball here. So yeah, I'm down to the heel on the second one, and these are going to be gifted on Christmas Day. I just haven't decided who I'm giving them to. So yeah, I'm down to the heel. And that's one pair of socks that I've been working on. And by the way, my yarn bowl here is by Phoenix Fox Co. And that's Tara, and she is a very lovely lady that I met properly. I think I've met her before, but I met her properly at the Prospect Spring Fair that I did back in, when was that, October, end of October, and I bought this bowl when we were there at the market, so I really, really love it, and it's very special to me, and yes, I like to use it. And lastly, oh, you can't get the gist, but you know, whatever. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what these look like. I have knit down to the toe on the first pair of these, and these are a pair of socks out of my festive self-striping that I had for Christmas. There is some of both of my self-stripings in the shop currently, so if you are after some of this, I did have a pre-order, but if you missed out on the pre-order and you wanted some, I do have some in the shop currently, so head over there. So it's just a red and speckle stripe self-striping, so I'm doing the red for the cuffs, heels and toes, and yeah, I've done the first one down to the toes because I don't know if I've got it here. Yes, I do. So that's what I'm using for the heels and cuffs, because the other mini that I have has these sort of slightly lighter, almost stained rather than dyed sections, so I thought I'd have the kind of not so well dyed skein as the toes, because you know, they'll get hidden in shoes. Although I did then think, well, I probably should have really used this one as the heels, because when I'm looking down at the socks I'll see my toes. So there was a slight flaw in my logic there, but I'm already too far along because the other one is ready for its toes. Yeah, too far along to go back. I'm not going to rip out an entire foot of a sock. As much as I enjoy knitting it, I'm not going to rip it out. So there we go, that's all I have been working on, and of course I am vlogging, as I said, so if you are interested in seeing any other things that I might be working on, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, I'm happy to do that on the vlog. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you are all looking forward to Christmas and you're all prepared and ready to go, because I know how stressful that can be. I've told everybody this year that I'm only doing gift cards, so everyone's going to get a gift card, and that is it. I've been so busy, and I just don't need the stress of trying to pick the perfect gift, seeing I'm crap at that anyway. But yes, I hope you're all having a fantastic week. I hope you're enjoying the Vlogmas videos, and I'd love to hear from you. So, you know, please get in touch if you have any questions or comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe my videos so I can help to grow my viewer base. I would really, really love that. And yeah, I think I will sign off now. I will go and do some editing because I have a little bit of vlog stuff from yesterday, and I have this to do, so I'll go and jump on my computer and do some editing with some crappy TV in the background. And yeah, pretty well almost call it official holidays. 2 more orders to get out, which are all dyed and ready to go. So other than that, I'm pretty well on holidays. So I will definitely try and record next week. So in between all the Vlogmas craziness. So yes, until I speak to you properly like this again, happy crafting, and I hope you have a happy week and enjoy. Bye!